Well, welcome YouTubers and X-Plane and Cirrus lovers to the 1 Alpha Tango channel. Why 1 Alpha Tango? Well, I'm glad you asked. Back in the 80s, while I was studying for my private license in Southwest Florida, the first aircraft I piloted was a C-152, and the call letters were 101 Alpha Tango, hence 1 Alpha Tango. I used to fly the 172 in the real world and Flight SimX, but I tried the X-Plane demo one day and liked it. The default Cirrus jet caught my eye with no docks actually available. Spent some time flying it, then loaded up the X-Plane maker and changed and added accessories, and I'll show you what it looks like. Let's look at the default first. Let's go inside. Okay. And we could bring up the other view, which is a little larger. And let's bring this down or up. Okay, this is the default. It has a stall warning, master caution. It has an engine fire annunciator here, and ignition start, and the source for navigation, and the flight director. And if you've flown this, you know what all these are. Over here, there's room to put some more lights or annunciators, but there are none on there right now. You'd have to go through Plane Maker and add them. Over here is the brakes, parking brakes. Just click over here to set them on or to take them off, and nothing else going on here. This is the radio panel, the lights, and just with the mouse you click them on and off and switch, and this is your transponder, the GPS here, the throttle and the flaps and the elevator trim and the gear. And this is the basic one. It was nice, but once I got into Plane Maker, I added a whole bunch of stuff that there's no more room in there. And I'll show you that right now. Here you go. This is the one I'm using now. I got this livery on xplane.org. Delta connection. Looks like you could carry passengers here. Really is nice. Let's go inside and take a look at our panel now. Let's get the larger one. Come down a little bit here so you can see it. And why don't we just get some of this clutter off? Okay, that's good. This is the one that I made up in X-Plane Maker. I've added quite a bit of stuff, so there's really no room for anything else. But I'll tell you what we got here. Starting up here, this is still the stall warning, the master caution. I change this here to the master warning, the ignition switch. We've added a different start button. I found that the rotary type, you got to hold it in quite a bit longer to start up properly. But this here one, just hold this button in, and when the N1 comes up to about 20%, you could let it go and it's on fire then. This is still the same, the flight director and the source. We've changed the indicated airspeed. We kept this here, the bank angle, and also the vertical speed. These are still the same. I moved the brakes, the parking brakes up here. We've added the seatbelt sign for the passengers. Sounds realistic. And the no smoking also. Stuck that in over here. We've got two rheostats here, one for the instrument panel to dim it or make it brighter, and also the cabin light if you want to lower the lighting down at night. Moving off to the right side here, I think everything's still pretty much the same. And the switches, we've added a few and we've moved a few. We got the battery, the avionics, we've added a fuel switch. Fuel pump is here, and we've added the light to show when that is on. Well, we got to do that from my panel back here, fuel pump here. it lights up. Kill that for now. And the generator hydraulic pump is over here. I've added the ice detection switch that when it detects ice, an annunciator light will light up. And well, the anti-ice switch, the pitot tube heat, and also window heat. The yaw damper is over here. We got the transponder. Rather than the lights, I took this out of X-Plane Maker and stuck transponder that you can control by the dials and the on and off, and also set it to TCAS. There's the fuel quantity gauges over here. Outside air temperature gauge we added. This is the clock, the chronology. The radio panel. You got the 2 navs, 2 comms, ADF 1 and 2. This is the radio panel. You can switch either all on, that if there's anything coming in on any of these here, either the nav aid or the comms will come on, or you can have just the single. And this shuts off the volume on and off. This is pretty neat. I like this here, the FMS that you can put on from X-Plane Maker. We've also added the gear handle here, up and down. We also have auto brakes. Put this on here, set it for the, like in the regular tube liners. When taking off, you can set this to RTO, rejected takeoff. The elevator control is not on the panel anymore. I do have it on my panels out here near the yoke. And I put the lights over here, the nav light, strobe light, beacon, taxi light, and the landing light. We do have a few extra annunciators here. The first one here is the flight director, shows when the flight director is on. There you go. We'll shut it off. The second one here is the engine fire. If there's an engine fire, this will light up. And the third one here, we have our ice detection. If it detects ice, this will light up, and you know that you should turn your anti-ice on. The hydraulic pressure, if it's low, this will warn you. This is the autopilot. I like this here better than the one that came with the default. You have your buttons over here for the approach when you want to intercept the ILS over here, and this controls your options with the autopilot. And this is the rudder trim. This is the dial that shows you where it's set, and this is the one that actually controls. We've also added fire extinguisher. Turn that on and it'll put out your fire. And this is the shoot button. Press this here and your chute will be deployed. We do have a checklist for the Cirrus jet. I'll be putting it on to make it available to whoever wants it. I did have to modify it for all the accessories that I put on in here on my jet. We're outside again, looking at the side view of the Cirrus jet, the Delta connection, and this is kind of a front view here. And we're at Hartsfield-Jackson, KATL over here in Atlanta. We're transmitting from about 30 miles northwest of Hartsfield in Paulding County. And we'll be doing a flight video from here, from Hartsfield. I'm going to do a local flight from Hartsfield, going up about the 30 miles or so to KPUJ, to Atlanta Northwest Regional, which is KPUJ, over to Cartersville NDB, then turning around to 2 fixes, and then to Dobbins Air Force Base, and then heading south again to KATL over here to intercept the glide slope and let the autopilot take us in. And it works pretty good, and we'll be using the FMS, programming it and to handle the jet for us. So you can, if you're interested and want to see this here and working, you can access it. Okay, before we leave, I'd like to show you the panels that I received in my setup in here right now. Okay, here we are. You're looking at the stick I use for the Cirrus jet, or for any aircraft that uses only a stick. This is one of the panels that we got about a week or two ago. And that's the radio panel, and it controls all the radio frequencies and switching them over from the NAV1, the COM radios, the ADFs. And this is the yoke, SciTech yoke also. And we'll move over. This is the throttle quadrant. These three over here we use for usually the single engine land. These two are the ones for the for the jets, for the Cirrus jet. And this one here is the reverse thruster. The two more panels. The top one is the autopilot. It has the flaps, pitch control, also the auto throttle. And just below it is a switch panel that has all the switches for the lights, the panel light, also the battery, alternator, avionics, and fuel pump, and de-icers, and the start button. So this is what I'm using now. And well, I guess you could see my screen right in the background over there. And okay, again, I thank you for watching.